What's going on, everyone? So we have some Scream 7 rumors that I wanted to talk about. One thing in particular in this video, the Halloween star that is supposed to appear, but we'll get to that in a second. Again, take this stuff with an absolute grain of salt. Do not take this stuff as gospel. Do not take this, unless it's from the studio, take it very minimal, right? If it's all true, great. If it's not, well, that's why you took it as a grain of salt, right? But this is some news that I think is worth talking about. This comes via Critical Overlord. Shout outs to him. So the script is almost ready. The filming should start sometime after May or in May. A star from the recent Halloween trilogy is in talks to appear, which is what I want to talk about in this video. And then someone from Cocaine Bear is also in talks to appear. So the Cocaine Bear part, like, that could be literally like anybody. You go look at that cast list, it could literally be anybody of Scream and would be willing and open to be a part of Scream. Just a thought. But the Halloween trilogy star, Judy Greer, she's the one that is being rumored and thrown out there as the one potentially in the upcoming Scream. It would make sense, right? She just finished doing Halloween. She's been in plenty of horror stuff. She's somebody that is very recognizable, that would draw an audience, excellent actress. She could play a real role. I've seen a couple people throwing out maybe her as Leslie Mocker. That could be a possibility. Do they even go that route though? I don't think that they're going to. I mean, they can, but I kind of feel like they're probably just gonna leave all of Scream 5 and 6 in the past. Right? Maybe there's something that ties into it. Maybe that's, Leslie Mocker, but I wouldn't be shocked if they just kind of pretend like none of that stuff happened. Hey, this is what it is, right? What if you get Judy Greer and Ray Liotta? What if they're like a couple, right? What if maybe they're partners for the cops or something, right? Maybe Judy Greer plays the new, Judy Hicks type role where she's like a cop or something, right? Could be a possibility. I mean, there's a million things that you can go about it. Again, don't just assume, I want to make this clear, don't just assume Judy Greer is going to be in this film. It does make sense. I could see it. It's an actress that, again, would be very probably most likely open to that. She has a lot of horror films on her resume. And the biggest reason why I think it's her is because she has a connection to not only Wes Craven, but she also has a relationship and connection to Kevin Williamson. And that's because of Cursed. If you remember that movie with Christina Ricci, and it was the werewolf movie that Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson were a part of. So they already have a relationship. They already have work history together. You bring her in. Hey, come be a part of the film. We'd love to have you. You could have her in a minimal role. You could have her in a huge role. Her just coming off of doing the Halloween trilogy would make her even more recognizable to a lot of the horror fans, but also just fans, period. Because, Judy Greer has a very decorative, just history in film. So she's somebody that I think you could put in a prominent role, that you could have in a significant role, and she could really, carry and be one of the more high-end actresses, right? Because again, she's somebody that, whatever part you put her in, she's going to deliver and hit on, right? She's going to play that. But she's also somebody that's a fan of horror and being in horror movies. As I mentioned, she was in Cursed. She was in Halloween. Beyond that, she was in things like The Village. She was in the movie Carrie, right? So you have her in a handful of different horror films that she can easily come into play. And even kind of the sci-fi films, she was in the Planet of the Apes films. And so point is that she's an actress that is comfortable and is open to these type of films, because you get some actors and actresses that are like, nah, like, they're almost too good, or they're not open to doing horror. They kind of want to stay away from that type of genre. Judy is somebody that embraces it. So it does make sense that she maybe transition into Scream, from going from Halloween into Scream. And that's something that, again, I just think would be a nice connection for everybody. Gives you a little Halloween reference. You can even make some like little Halloween jokes, some little meta jokes, stuff like that. Like I think it would be fun to see her in it. I think she's somebody that, again, could make a real impact, and somebody that many fans would get excited for. But whatever her role is, maybe it's even Ghostface, maybe, because I mean, if she is Leslie Mocker, do they go the Mocker route, right? Do they go the route of, like, maybe even if it's not Stu, like, what if it's his sister? What if it's Leslie Mocker, and they kind of have these like little breadcrumbs all film where you think it's Stu, and it's like, oh, it's got to be Stu. Stu's back. Oh, they're gonna do the big reveal for Stu, and then at the end, it's like it's Judy Greer as Leslie Mocker, and it's like Sydney's like, Leslie, like, is that you type thing, and it's like, what, like, you could definitely kind of get away with that. She would hit that again. If you want to know what does she look like crazy, go go watch Cursed. I mean, she plays it great in that film. So she could definitely sell the idea of being Ghostface and things along those lines. Like, I do. I think that her dynamic, bringing her on in a role, whether it's because you could do anything with her, whether it's as just maybe it's a casualty, maybe she's the opening scene kill, right? Maybe it's like a Halloween reference, right? Maybe she's just a principal, or just a worker or something. Maybe it's just a little cameo. It could be a significant role. Like I said, maybe it's like a Judy Hicks role. She's a deputy, or a sheriff, or just a cop, period. Right? Maybe she's the mother of one of the main characters. Right? Maybe she's related to Sydney. Maybe she's Leslie Mock. I mean, there's a million different ways that you could approach her character, write her character, and kind of just keep us guessing. I mean, obviously, if she does get announced, for one, and two, if she is Leslie Mocker, then that's gonna be a little like, all right, like, however, that would be and would make a great red herring, right? Because many people that are following along are going to look at that and go, "Oh, it's got to be Judy playing as Leslie Mocker. She's got to be Ghostface, right? She's got to be the killer in this film." And you kind of play with that. You kind of use that to your advantage. Kind of use that as a way to mislead an audience. I hope it's not like super obvious, right? Because that would be a little disappointing, right? In my opinion. I'm sure some people might like it, but I don't know. I'd be a little disappointed if Judy Greer is in this film and it turns out that she is Leslie Mocker. We find out, and then they do end up making her the killer in this movie. It's like, ugh. Like, again, she could absolutely play it and sell it. And I think she'd be very enjoyable in that role, but it's just like, come on. Like, can we be a little more creative? Can we be a little more mysterious? Like, keep us guessing a little bit. But I do think her in like a prominent role as like a red herring the entire film, maybe even at the end you think it's her and it's not. That could go a long way. Like, you could really use her as like, leverage against the audience. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Again, I want to make it very clear. Take it with a grain of salt. Do not lean too much into it. Please do not think that this is gospel. If it happens, great. But don't expect it, please. But if so, what are your thoughts? Are you excited to hear from her and see her on screen in a Scream movie? Do you think no? They should win a different direction? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel. What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.